Hey guys, welcome to my lesson on fundamentals of investing in stocks. My name is Alex Mayer. I'm a serial entrepreneur. Tai and I have started a company called MentorBox together, and I've built quite a few companies, 30 plus products over the years. But in addition to being an entrepreneur, I've also traded a lot of stocks in the past. And just like we talk about in MentorBox, I always tell people before you do something, educate yourself in it. And I'm glad that you're watching this video and I've taken this course because this is exactly precisely what you should be doing. And I did my learning through reading a lot of books, and I'm going to give you guys a few book recommendations at the end of my videos on different topics that you need to learn depending on your objectives and your goals and also your style. There are many different things, and it's stock market. The stock market world is a big world with a lot of different people taking a lot of approaches, but they can be put into buckets and studied. And that's, I hope, what we accomplish with this lesson. I'm going to, at the very high level, let me structure this for you guys. At the very high level, in this first video, I'm going to share 3 fundamental principles that I've learned after, reading all these books and also trading that I found nobody talks about in this particular way. So I'm going to structure it and give it to you 3 buckets. And then I'm going to dive deep into each one of these. And it's really important. The exact tactics, how you do each one of these can vary. And we can go deep. We can go deep in this for as long as we want. There's so much content here. But first, I want to nail the top level 3 things. So I call them 3 fundamentals of stocks or trading in stocks. So the first one, which I think most people don't realize how important it is, it's the concept of risk management. And why I start with risk management, because in my opinion, investing is actually nothing but risk management. In fact, I tell you that this is perhaps the most, and the reason I put it first is because this is a lot of psychology. One of the reasons that people lose a lot of money in investing, especially in something as liquid as stock, where you can panic and make decisions based on your fears, is you don't understand risk management. And if you don't understand risk management, you are guaranteed to make bad decisions and therefore lose a lot of money. So I'll dig deeper into this. Basically, I define, just to give you at the very high level, I would push you to understand the concept of maximum pain threshold, meaning the maximum amount of pain that you are willing to take. This is before you even talk about how I'm going to invest in, what I'm going to invest in, when am I going to buy, when am I going to sell. Before any of those questions, this is self-reflection right here, and then tactics. But self-reflection: what is the maximum amount of pain I'm willing to take, and what is that, and how do I make sure I never exceed it? And that's basically the concept of risk management. And it's different for different people, depends on your account size, depends on your strategy. And there are different ways of actually accomplishing this, which we're going to go into details in a minute. But I'm going to go to the second concept, and that concept is strategy. And this is the one, it sounds very high level, but here's what I've observed. Most people go into stock market based on their gut feelings. I'm not saying gut feeling is not a useful tool. It is a useful tool. But gut feeling is basically pattern recognition. It's your feelings. Well, do you think the stock actually cares about your feelings? No, it doesn't. So it doesn't even know. It doesn't even know. Basically, the stock market does not even know that you exist. It doesn't care about your feelings. So regardless of how you feel internally, before you approach a monster like a stock market, it's actually an emotionless monster. That's how I think about the stock market. You need to understand what is your strategy, what are the entry points, what's the exit points. I've tried so many strategies, and the truth is some strategies work, some of them don't for you, given your exact tactics. And then some strategies work for a while and then they stop working. So, but the key is that you should, at any moment of time, you should have a particular strategy. Some people call it a thesis, and I'll go through different types of strategies or tactics that people employ. I've tried quite a few of them. I've gone across the board and I've actually played with a lot of these strategies myself. A lot of people, I mean, depends on your commitment to this and how much time you're going to put into investing in stocks. But if you're a retail investor, there are certain strategies that are not appropriate for you. But then if you're a full-time trader or you want to become a full-time trader, there are strategies that are specifically you can pull off. So, but the key here again is to know your strategy before you even buy a single stock. And what is a strategy is, I'm going to basically explain roughly. It means knowing your entry points and exit points, meaning what you buy, when to buy, and then what and when to sell it. And that is, and it should be almost algorithmic. I know a lot of you guys, and algorithmic doesn't mean necessarily run by a computer. It means it is systematic, meaning there are rules. And now you can give yourself some discretionary, so that people do this all the time, they give themselves discretionary wiggle room within the rules. But even, the top hedge funds, they have a thesis. They don't just go out there and just buy whatever they feel like they want to buy. And guess who wins in the battle of the stock market game? Those guys. So you want to kind of create your own strategy. Like I said, it depends on your lifestyle. It depends on what you're trying to accomplish, your account size, what you're going to invest in, what is your competitive edge, etc. We will talk about that. And the third principle is what I call adaptability. And this is basically goes back to strategy and tactics that you're using, and also the size of the account. Is it growing? Is it shrinking? What's happening in the outside world? But here's the truth. I said stock market, think of a stock market as an emotionless monster that doesn't even know you're there. So you're trying to adapt. Your goal is to find the right strategy to go with this monster. And also because you cannot impact, unless your account is massive, you can never move the stock market. So you're basically always reacting to the movement of the stock market. And adaptability is part of it. In other words, let me give you an example outside of, let's go with my emotionless monster analogy. So let's say you find there's an elephant. This elephant is massive. You cannot impact the movement of this elephant. And this elephant is walking at a particular pace, right? So you observe the elephant, and then you say, okay, so the elephant is moving at this speed, and I'm going to move with this big elephant at this particular speed, and that's my strategy. I'm going to move with this elephant. That's called trend following, by the way. That's literally a technique in stock market trading, meaning you see a trend, you just hop on it, which is like moving with the elephant, right? And then all of a sudden something happens and the elephant becomes erratic, like goes left, right. You feel like you have figured out the gait and the way this elephant walks, and you're sitting on a portfolio that's growing, and all of a sudden things start breaking down. That is where adaptability comes from. Do you stick with something that used to work and it doesn't work anymore, and therefore you're going to be stumped on by the elephant? Or you're going to adapt, change your strategy, maybe exit, observe, and go back with a new strategy. Maybe on the spot, change the direction. I don't know. But the key is to know that what was true yesterday may not be true today. So it's really important, especially this is again, it's like most of the stock market trading is actually a game of psychology, because what happens is, It happened to me many times. So basically, I find a strategy that works, and the more I do it, the more money I make. And then I become committed to it. And bam, the market changes. I refuse to let go of the strategy, and I lose some money. So this is basically, I would say most people struggle. Most people struggle with all three. The first one would kill you. The second one is a matter of educating yourself and trying a lot of things. And the last one will eventually kill you if you don't learn. So you might get by for a while, but then once the strategy that you found, you develop a commitment to it, the market always changes and you will lose. So with that, I'm going to wrap up this video. In the next 3 videos, I'm going to go through each one of them in more details. Thanks for watching.